Do you have any advice for someone who also has a bit of an unrequited love theme in their life?
The one who's in love always wins.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you get your heart broken. You're living. When you're feeling, you're alive. You know, the sun doesn't care whether the grass appreciates its rays, right? It just keeps on shining. That's you.
There are moments when I ask myself if I should have never taken that risk that day when I met you. I should have never walked over to you. I should have never approached you. And I was prepared for rejection that moment. I really was. But you took me in and you opened your heart. You know, sometimes in life there are these rare occasions when two people meet and it's actually their most vulnerable parts that recognize each other. You know, the ones that have been exiled and that haven't been cared for enough. And the tragedy is that those kinds of bonds usually can't be lived because these vulnerable parts still haven't healed. They can't do it for each other. They can't carry each other because they're too young and too fragile. They meet and they remind each other of this incredible beauty and softness underneath. But it can't be lived in reality. Because healing can only happen when someone is able to stay with themselves, when someone is able to hold those fragile parts on their own, not needing the other person to do it for them. And I know I'm talking for anyone who has ever opened their heart to someone and then wasn't met there. Anyone who has ever felt rejected or not chosen. Rejection is a funny word when you think about it. Like, I prefer to think of it as life's way of reminding us to choose ourselves. Because, we will feel rejected over and over again until we learn not to reject ourselves anymore. And the more we learn to do that, the less we will feel rejection, and the more, we will begin to understand the dance of life better. I'm just talking about myself. I'm learning that right now, not to perceive resistance as something negative. When life gives me resistance, I try to, like in the past, I would have probably pushed against it and suffered. I still do sometimes, but I'm learning, to get inspired more by life's rhythm and to resonate with it and to get into its flow more. And I know that sounds so easy, and it's not, but that's really what I'm trying. Look at me. I'm talking to a camera and basically talking to someone who's not in my life anymore. Like, not really. Trying to understand that. I used to think that you were shutting me out. Like, I really believed that you were shutting me out of fear. And maybe that's partly true. But I'm starting to realize, I think more and more, that you probably also did it partly for that little child in yourself and also that little child in me, seeing that they couldn't hold each other, even though they felt so deeply connected and bonded. And that's the lesson I'm learning. Yeah. It's so weird, how we carry this image in our heads sometimes of a relationship and how it's supposed to be. But sometimes, a relationship can also mean letting go out of love, from a place of love. And I'm a mother, just thinking about, a mother and her child, You want your child to grow strong. And if you let it go, it's not because you reject it. It's because you want that it has to make its own experiences. And even if you know that it will probably fall and get hurt, that's part of life. That's part of growing up. And learning how to walk is also falling. You're getting stronger. Can you remember how I pulled the Fool card for you? That first night when we met? The one where the story begins. New beginnings, courage, and also sometimes recklessness. I think, as much as you're teaching me to let go out of love, I think I came into your life to remind you that sometimes it is necessary to make a fool out of yourself. Wherever you are right now, whatever you're doing, like in this time and space, please have the courage to make a fool out of yourself. Please have the courage to take that leap. Even if you might fall, even if you might get hurt. Like, no matter what life offers you, no matter who enters it, like this little duck, for example, just please have the courage to keep your heart open. You have so much love and light and beauty in you. I know that it's easier to reject something before you get rejected, but please don't shut opportunities or people out just because you've been hurt in the past. And I know how much you've been hurt in the past. I am glad that I've been so open and honest with you about my feelings. Even if it sometimes feels like I made a fool out of myself, even if I sometimes feel like, I don't know, I've fallen so deep and so hard that I kind of broke into like these million pieces, and I have no idea like if I will ever feel truly whole again. Still, like, I'm glad that I did it, and I will feel whole again. I mean, we come into this world naked and vulnerable, and then we start moving through it, and we can't do it without falling. We can't do it without the risk of getting hurt. It's just not possible. It's just the way it is. Like falling in love, it's part of growing. It's part of everything. We can't avoid it. I mean, we can avoid it, but then it will catch up with us after a while. Sometimes we think of life as, I don't know, this thing that we can control. And if it gives us resistance, if it pushes back, that can hurt sometimes. It can really hurt because it can feel like rejection. But again, I think it's actually life's way of reminding us that the worth that we're looking for is actually within us. And sometimes we really need to hit rock bottom for that. We really need to feel that impact, that crash of gravity, to truly wake up and to pick ourselves up and to bring ourselves home. Yeah.
Easy rider on the highway, station wagon going slow, windows open, you are basking in the bluegrass radio. It is easy now to see you with your hand out on the wind. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. folded at the corner so that I could not forget.
It's strange, but it's something that I want to do. I think I really need your point of view on this thing.
So I want to leave you with these words, and that is, through our pain comes our power. And when we develop our power, Nastya, we uncover our truest love. And that's a truer love for ourselves and a truer love for others. This is love that is not sought after, but rather a love that is owned.
I feel so stupid and drained for making this video. It's really, I think, the hardest video I ever made. Ever since I came back from Egypt, like, I feel so different, and that's for many reasons, but it's like I feel like I lost the connection to myself. I would really like to make these kind of fluffy video diaries again, like I used to before everything kind of that went on last year. Like, I wish I could, but just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Sometimes, like, even the most painful part is like if you feel like you kind of really would love to stay friends, then again you kind of feel it could be too painful for the other person, or probably is, and maybe also for yourself, I don't know. But you can't stop caring. Thing just is like, if someone knows something very deep about you and you know something very deep about them that no one else knows, that's just hard to forget. That's just hard to close. Like, how did you do it? Tell me. I would really like to know. I would really like to know. So there's one last thought I want to leave you with. Also myself. Me, myself, and I. Every time you open your heart, every time you make yourself vulnerable, every time you allow yourself to be seen, you are not losing anything. Because you're giving something to yourself. And I know we often do it with the hope of being met. Of receiving something back. And it hurts when that doesn't happen. And that's absolutely human. But again, nothing is wasted. Because the courage it took to open up and the trust that it took to stay soft, no one can take that away from you. Let the other be. Let them go if they need to. Because what is truly meant for you doesn't need to be held in place. It finds you, it stays with you, and it returns if it is truly meant for you. And you stay open. Not for them, but for yourself, because that is where your true power lies, within yourself. Yeah. Thank you for being here. You're a gift. The fool. The fool is ready to fly. His young wings ache for flight, and with a single step, he leaves behind the comfort of the nest to begin the journey through the major arcana. Is he ready? Will he fall? This is a card of beginnings. It points to the side of you that is spontaneous, excited, naive, and inexperienced. Others may doubt your abilities. Be ready to be called the fool. Be ready to fall. No matter what people say about you, this is your journey, and it's already begun.